Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another episode here of the Indy Super Show, being broadcasted live on the Damage 365 Radio Network, along with YouTube, the Spreaker Radio Network, and iHeartRadio. I'm Coach Kev, leading your way today. We'll be joined a little later by Warriors of Wrestling's Joey B. We have a great show. We start off in a couple of minutes with former WWF, WWE official turned professional wrestler, Dangerous Danny Davis. And we'll talk to him a little bit about his career, that infamous heel turn, giving the Hart Foundation's Tag Team Gold, as well as his new upcoming book that he is releasing. Also, a little later on, we'll talk about the ongoing legal issues and drama concerning former independent wrestler turned kiddie porn star and fan of kiddie porn, Lude Boy Riley, and we'll talk about an update of the legal matters and what was released today and what exactly that might mean as he awaits his arraignment. And like we said, we'll be joined by Joey B with that part of the segment. And a little later on in the show, we'll talk about this coming weekend as we welcome in big event number 14, based out of Queens, New York, at the LaGuardia Plaza Hotel, as Damage 365 Promotions welcomes in Tessa Blanchard, Alundra Blaze, and Molly Holly. And we'll also be joined probably at some point by other promoters talking about their talent and where they're going this weekend. And don't forget, later that night on Saturday in Staten Island, New York, Warriors of Wrestling brings you their card featuring all three that I mentioned, including Tessa Blanchard in action, taking on Rachel Ellering and Women of Warriors champion Nikki Adams. So that should be a great match. We'll see if it's a main event match. It should be, in my opinion, but that's not my decision to make, despite what some people think. But at this time, we're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back from that break, we'll be joined by Dangerous Danny Davis.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hey, it's Tony Schiavone, formerly of WCW, and I'm almost desperately out of time, but I want to remind you, you're listening to the Indy Super Show on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Wrestling Superstore, selling wrestling memorabilia from all around the world, including WWE, Impact Wrestling, Japan, Mexico, and the very best of the independents. They've got action figures, DVDs, autographed memorabilia, t-shirts, magazines, trading cards, stickers, vintage video games, and more. Plus, stop in and get tickets for great promotions such as UWA Elite, CZW, and many others. Located indoors at the world-famous Englishtown Flea Market, Blue Building Booths, 46 through 48 on 90 Wilson Avenue in Manalapan Township, New Jersey. Open every Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Log on to Facebook.com/FunkensteinINC for more information.
What it do, baby boo? This is Casey Two Scoops Spinelli, and you're listening to the Indy Super Show on the Damage 365 Radio Network. Ba-bam!
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head?
Hey, wrestling promoters and booking agents, you know where you can get inexpensive prints of your hired talent? Right here at Fast Copy Printing Center, located in the Pearl of the Bay Shore. That's right. Whether you need 8x10s, 11x17s, posters, long format, or even weatherproof signs, we can do it all. We also can create promotional items for your business, such as pens, business cards, drink koozies, banners, or just a coffee mug. Stop on down to Fast Copy Print Center, 81 Broad Street in Keyport, New Jersey, or just call at 732-739-4646. No job is too big and satisfaction is guaranteed. Tell them Damage 365 sent you.
This is Saraya Knight, and you are listening to Damage 365 Radio. You want to play with me, boy?
What's going on, people? This is the King of Chaos, Logan Black, and you can catch me every Thursday night along with the boss man, Warriors of Wrestling's own Joey B, as we do our live Facebook Q&As on Facebook Live. Feel free to hop on in with any questions, comments, just about anything that pops into your head, and we're going to talk about it. We've got our own segments, we've got our own things to talk about every week, including what's pissing Joey off today. That's right, check us out on Facebook Live or right after the show. Damage 365 Radio Network. Check us out on there. It's posted. You can listen to it at any point that you want. I suggest listening to it sooner than later. Trust me, you've got nothing better to do. That's Thursday nights, 10 o'clock, Facebook Live, or right afterwards on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Animals, come out and play. This is Nyla Rose and Native Beast, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hey guys, it's Tennille Dashwood, and you're listening to the Indie Super Show on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Triple threat match for the Women of Warriors Championship. March 10th in Staten Island, New York at Fun Station USA 3555 Victory Boulevard. Fresh off her victories at Women and Warriors 4 against Casey Carlisle and Allie Rex at Cold Fury, champion Nikki Adams is thrown right back into the fire. Just reported on WarriorsOfWrestling.com, she will defend her Women of Warriors title against third-generation star Tessa Blanchard and second-generation star Rachel Ellering. Will Pedigree end Nikki Adams' one-year reign? Well, you can find out Saturday, March 10th in Staten Island, New York. Also appearing on the card will be former WWE star James Ellsworth, Super Crazy, WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blaze, former two-time WWE Women's Champion Molly Holly, former NXT and Impact star Brandy Rhodes, along with the tag team of the Ugly Ducklings. Visit WarriorsOfWrestling.com for events, ticket sales now.
This is Thunder Rosa, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And welcome back, everybody. And at this time, we'd like to welcome in our guest of the day former WWE official turned professional wrestler, Dangerous Danny Davis. Danny, welcome to the show.
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing good, doing good.
How's everybody out there? Everybody, it's great. That's great. You guys get hit with that snow yesterday?
Yes, we did. A lot of snow, a lot of slush, a lot of ice, but it was a little warmer today, so a lot of it got washed out. Thank God.
That's right. Same here. Yes. We're waiting for spring, aren't we?
Yeah, I hope so. It says it's going to be here in a week or so, but I don't know. Now they're saying it might snow again on Sunday.
No, let it go. Won't last long, like you say. It won't last long.
So, just wanted to ask you a couple questions just about your career before we get into the new release of your book. You started your career as an official. You wrestled. Most people can do research and know it. You wrestled under a mask. You did some matches and things like that. But you're predominantly known in your career as Danny Davis, the referee. Now, whose idea was it to turn you heel to help the Hart Foundation take the gold against the British Bulldogs?
Well, I'll tell you, Kevin. I don't know. I really don't know. It just happened. We were there one day, and they came up with the concept and the idea, and we asked us if everybody was in agreement with it, and we went and did it. Whose idea it was, I would assume it would be the head man, Mr. McMahon, but I can't be sure. It could be a collage of a lot of people. Of course, they had meetings, and they had before each TV taping and what not to do, and who was going to work and who wasn't. So I imagine it was done at a meeting at the Towers. I really can't say a name or give you a specific person that came up with the idea.
Okay, fair enough. Now, with that heel turn, that was kind of the birth of the wrestler Dangerous Danny Davis, and you worked a lot with Jimmy Hart and the Hart Foundation and things like that. So how was your experience, working with Jimmy Hart, obviously a Hall of Famer, Bret Hart, a Hall of Famer, and British Bulldogs, arguably, one of the top 5 tag teams of all time?
Well, I'll tell you, Kevin, it was one of the greatest moments in my life. Those guys, all of them were professionals at all times. They did their job. They helped me do my job and helped me along the way with my career. Mm-hmm. And of course, everybody knows Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South.
Right.
Helped me with my interviews and stuff like that. And Brett and Jim took me under their wing, and gave me some do's and don'ts. And we just went on from there. We became good friends. We became real close. And, of course, in that business, you're always traveling together anyway, so you're like family. Everybody in those days was family. Everybody, respected each other. And, of course, there was always some discontent or unhappiness. In any business, you'll find that, or jealousy or whatever. And as far as we were a team, and we went with what we had to do. We did what was expected of us. It was a lot of hard work, and we prevailed.
All right. You were involved as a referee in a lot of high-profile matches, including the match where the Hart Foundation beat the Bulldogs for the title. You were involved in the match that Randy Savage defeated Tito Santana for the Intercontinental Championship. And then in the ring, you actually wrestled Randy Savage in that King of the Ring tournament in 1987. How was your experience in that tournament, defeating Tito Santana and JYD, and then eventually losing to Savage, who went on to win it? What was your experience with that?
Well, it was a great moment in time. I was Mr. X for a long time, mm-hmm. and actually that's how I learned to wrestle. And as Mr. X, I wrestled all the greats. I was in the ring with most of them, and I was glad to be there.